Hello inspiring Charitam fans. How are you doing? We bring stories that are unique and inspirational. The story is about how a couple successfully reconciled. It paints the graphic pain that was involved and how both partners refused to accept the end of a marriage. They built a stronger marriage after the betrayal. Let's hear it. Grace and Thomas married after dating for 3 years. They knew they had something special all along. Soon after the marriage, Grace lost her job, unfortunately. It was her dream job and she worked very hard for it. It wasn't easy to get such a job in the financial sector. She was upset and depressed about it. Thomas tried to encourage and motivate her, but she was just withdrawn. They were just married for 4 months by then. Lack of romance and stability at home made Thomas angry at the situation. His love for his newly married wife was into shambles in just 4 months for her depression. He started connecting emotionally with his co-worker. Soon, it turned physical. Grace found another job, not the same as the earlier one, but a decent one. She started coping and understood that Thomas has distanced himself from her. She thought it was her spell of depression that drove him away. She wanted to take the control of the situation and started communicating and being affectionate. After a couple of months when Grace was doing everything possible to make the marriage work, Thomas broke down. He confessed everything to Grace. She was heartbroken. Grace has been an awesome student throughout and an avid reader. She tore Thomas apart for saying that her depression made him cheat. She said she didn't want to do anything to do with him anymore and she would file an annulment of marriage. Grace moved out the next day. She was emotionally wrecked. She was trying to pull her out of the depression and then another trauma just wrecked her. Devastated, Grace left for her parents, which was few miles away. Knowing how badly he messed up, Thomas felt a tremendous amount of guilt. He realized that it was not her depression that made him cheat. It was his moral standard that made him cheat. He decided to save his marriage at any cost. He tried contacting Grace for days, but she didn't reply. He just kept trying and after 15 days, she agreed to talk to him at a public place. Thomas was teary-eyed when he met Grace. He apologized for hurting Grace. He felt like trash for betraying Grace like that. He admitted that probably he didn't love Grace as much as he thought. He couldn't have done this otherwise. Thomas begged Grace to give him a year of her time. He said, if she wanted, she can pull the trigger at any point, he would not question. But, he knew he messed up and wanted to fix it. Grace didn't really agree and commit anything. She was hurt and told him she did not owe him anything. But Thomas kept trying. He sent all the updates. He changed job and went NC with his affair partner. Even though Grace did not ask, but he mailed her all the details of his password. Grace was still living with her parents. He sent her flowers, kept writing emails every day about the entire day and how felt. This went about for a month. He was in therapy and so was Grace. Thomas never pressured Grace to talk to him. For a month, Grace never spoke to Thomas, neither replied to any of his emails. But Thomas kept doing it. In those days, he felt more love towards Grace than ever. He could see and feel what he was losing. But he never tried influencing her decision either. Finally, after a month, Grace caved in. She spoke to her over the phone. She cried most of the time. She told him that she would never get over her betrayal. Thomas assured her that he didn't want her to forgive him either. He knew he murdered the relationship they had. He said he was fallen in love with her all over again. He was willing to go any distance to make her feel loved, secure, and wanted again. Grace decided to give Thomas a second chance, but with her own boundaries. She was still living separately. They spoke over the phone and had few dates. The first few dates were more of Grace crying, and Thomas apologizing for ruining everything. But they talked. They talked about everything. Thomas told everything about his affair, and the circumstances he was in. Grace spoke about her depression spell. They agreed that they could have helped each other during that phase, but they didn't. Thomas admitted that there was nothing that could justify his actions and he would be forever indebted for giving him a chance. The frequency of the dates increased slowly. The tropics slowly started to be something different, like career, life, friends, families. After being separated for 4 months in 10 months of marriage, they finally had some dates where they didn't think or talk about the affair. It was a positive sign. Meanwhile, they were still in therapy. Grace decided to come back after 4 months of separation. But they knew they were building something new. Thomas already came clean to his parents, Grace's parents, during this time. He was ashamed of what he did. He was never this person. He had always been a person with dignity and people knew him for being a gentleman. He could not accept the version of himself during the affair phase. He was doing everything to turn it back. He proposed to do a vow renewal in front of the closed family. During the ceremony, he again explained that he didn't honor the love, respect, and vows of Grace last time. He said he was willing to risk anything and everything to honor and respect Grace. They put some rules in the new relationship. They decided that no matter what, they would talk about what's going on in their lives before they go to bed. The second rule was to have an open phone policy. The third rule was not to lie, even when they mess up. They promised each other to communicate their feelings even if they fear it could hurt them. Thomas kept his promise and never strayed. Grace forgave him during the course. But they still talk about the affair. They have 2 beautiful daughters now. Thomas has invested every energy behind his family. Grace is now very successful in her career. She has even helped Thomas to start a small business. He stays home and runs the business. Reconciliation is a tough process. It involves pain. There is one thing that the betrayed needs to understand, that the onus of reconciliation is not on them. In today's world, we have seen how betrayed spouses beg for reconciliation, but in reality, it should be the other way around. If the wayward spouse wants to reconcile, they need to put effort, and if the betrayed finds honesty in it and has the mental strength to forgive, they should then dive into the process. What do you think about the story? Please share the feedback and your suggestions. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to get a notification whenever a new video is uploaded. Please watch the other videos of the channel. Stay healthy and happy. Have a great rest of the day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching.